Hello friends and welcome our Welcome Prove It community. My name is Dr. Heather Cardin. I am super honored and blessed and excited to be with you here on this Wednesday to help you better understand all things Prove It. So as you're joining, let me know where you're joining from. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Cardin. I'm coming to you live from Kansas City. I'm the co-owner of Cardin Center for Wellness, where I've been practicing 25 years alongside my husband, Dr. Ralph Cardin. I practice a very functional style of medicine. I've been with the Prove It community since 2015, since the very beginning when we first started opening and sharing this amazing conversation. We only had one single flavor, which was the orange swirl. I'm going to share a couple minutes about myself as people are getting notification, as you have time to go ahead and invite your friends, your family members, your neighbors, your coworkers to join us on this amazing community page. Again, I've been practicing for 25 years. I've actually been talking with my patients and actually practicing the ketogenic low-carb conversation for well over 2 decades. I was so excited to find out that Prove It actually did what nobody else could do, was this actually manufacture the first pure therapeutic exogenous ketone. I know it's a mouthful, but it's so exciting to say. We've actually studied the ketogenic conversation for well over 100 years. It was actually first experimented with children who were non-responsive, who had epilepsy, but were non-responsive medication. We actually discovered that when you lowered the carbohydrate intake on a daily diet, so somewhere around 5 to 8%, the seizure activity started to minimize, decrease, and sometimes abate in many children. Well, as parents joined their children on this journey, they often found out that many of their health ailments started to dissipate as well. Fat started to fall off parents. They started to notice their energy started to improve, as well as children's seizures started to dissipate. Well, fast forward now 100 years, we thought, well, could we do that and make an amazing ketone that you didn't have to actually go on such a stringent diet? Because the diet can be very isolating, can be very, very hard, calculating, measuring, make sure you're sleeping enough. There can be oftentimes different factors that can kick you out of ketosis, like hidden food allergies, sensitivity, stress, all those type of things. We know that people have been trying to manufacture an exogenous ketones or brain fuel, as Dr. Karen Clark called it back in the 1970s. No one could make it palatable, which means taste good, make it digestible where it didn't actually irritate your stomach, because ketones are very acidic themselves and actually tasted good. And we know Prove It did that. We actually can put you in that state of ketosis where you're metabolically burning fat for fuel instead of glucose in less than 59 minutes. And it tastes amazing. So I'm actually mixing up Heart Tart today. It's one of my favorite flavors, so I thought I'd mix it up and share it with you today. We have so many amazing flavors now, so let me know where you're joining from, where you're watching from, how long you've been shaking up and drinking up ketones, again, what part of the world. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Cardin from Kansas City, and let's get down to business. So we know we have 2 fuel sources. We only have glucose or we have ketones. We come into this world as newborn babies burning glucose. And speaking of that, let's give a big shout out to Dr. Andrew Campitelli, who had her second newborn baby girl today. So big shout out to Dr. Andy, who had her second daughter today in Toronto, Canada. So I will be here today and next week, as she is actually having amazing one-on-one time with her beautiful new family. So we're going to get down to your questions. I see a question right there from Macho. I also got some questions. Social media will launch our live. You'll have an opportunity, because we know we have people all around the world who are in different time zones, that you can actually give your questions to social media through Instagram or Facebook, and they actually send those to us via email. They make sure they're good compliant questions, and then we start the topic with those questions there. I've also got my computer over here to make sure I can maximize our time today and get as many questions answered as possible. So I'm going to start getting those questions. Looks like we've got a ton of good engagement, so share this with your friends, post it to your Facebook wall. Any way that you'd like to share it that's best for you and comfortable, please share this. We know people all around the world are wanting this amazing conversation. We are doing about 1.5 million servings per week, or that's the stats I got back in December when I was at the lab. So first question I'm going to start with, because I got this in yesterday, is since ketones use an all-natural flavoring called erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol, does it, quote, kick you out of ketosis? The answer is no. Erythritol is an all-natural sweetener. However, it does not cause a rise in your insulin level or a rise in glycemia. hypoglycemic or rise in your sugar. So therefore it does not actually, the carbs don't count towards your daily carb intake, and it does not kick you out of your fasted state or kick you out of ketosis. Great question. Thanks for asking that. The other question was, can females actually eat a keto diet long term? So we know that here at Prove It, we're talking about an energy source. Remember, glucose and ketones are an energy source. What we have in our NAT product, NAT meaning all natural, is pure therapeutic exogenous ketone, the ketone body beta hydroxybutyrate. We actually produce 3 different ketone bodies. The one we have in here specifically is beta hydroxybutyrate. So versus a ketogenic diet, when you actually lower your carbohydrate intake, like we did the study 100 years ago, and you actually increase your fat intake, here at Prove It, you can actually use any diet that you choose. You can do a low carb, a keto diet, a vegan diet, a vegetarian diet, paleo diet, clean 30 diet, whichever lifestyle works for you, you can consume. So the reader said, can you actually do a keto diet long term? We know there's a lot of studies out there saying, yes, it is safe if you are monitored by a healthcare provider eating a clean diet. You can do a keto diet as long as you're getting all your macronutrients in, but just make sure you're monitored by your primary healthcare provider. But here at Prove It, we are not saying that you have to do a ketogenic diet. We are simply sharing an amazing energy source, and not a stimulant, but a native energy source for your body that it is safe to drink every single day. I've been drinking them every single day. I've done the ketogenic diet for many, many, many years, and I can say that I actually have a much better improved energy source, sleep, amazing cognition when I add pure therapeutic ketones to my already ketogenic diet. But you don't have to be on a ketogenic diet to get all the amazing therapeutic benefits from ketones. So great question there. And we have people from from Kansas City. We have people from the Plaza area, which is right down the street from me. People from Las Vegas, South Park, Pennsylvania. People from Canada, New York. I have Macho Camacho here saying, why have I stalled for a month? I did a reboot, nothing has changed. So this is a great question. So a stall or plateau is actually defined not just by the number on the scale, it's actually defined by no change at all. You have to measure your body from 6 to 9 different places. So your neck, your throat, your abdomen, your trunk, your thighs, your arm, or your calf. So 6 different measurements. No metabolic changes in inches or resting heart rate, and on the scale, that would be your free fat mass, your fat mass, your lean body mass. So not just a number on the scale, or again, your size changes in 1 month. So if you had a big fat loss change, and we know people get amazing fat loss because ketones help control craving, they give you better energy, so you're making better food choices, you're getting moving more because your energy is better, they're thermogenic because they do help that brown fat convert and get rid of that excess glucose and fat that's been stored. So when you actually hit a plateau, which again is no changes at all for 21 or more plus days in inches or in pounds or free fat mass or lean body mass, then you've got to create metabolic confusion. Your body's not the same as it was over a month ago. So that means change your intermittent fasting hours. You shouldn't be eating at 12 to 7 every single day. And if you're not doing intermittent fasting, that would be a great way to kick off a stall or plateau, or participate in a 24-hour fast that we have in our program. So we do say intermittent fasting every day, 24 fast once weekly, and we have a great and new iFast program. If you haven't tried that, please try that. That's going to be amazing to actually help you get started with intermittent fasting, or help you break a stall or plateau, or participate in our monthly reboot, which is actually an amazing way to reset, restore, repair, and get your body going and moving forward again. Also, when you want to create metabolic confusion, make sure you're not just having chicken and broccoli every day. Don't eat the same 2 foods more often than 4 days in a row. Mix up your workouts. If you're doing the same workout, which means you're running the same 5-mile loop, or biking the same loop, or doing chest and bis every single day, you got to mix them up. Some cardio, some zone 2 training, some resistance training. You got to mix that up again, and then make sure you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours. So to break a stall or plateau, intermittent fasting, your IF program, 24 fast weekly, reboot monthly, and then mix up your intermittent fasting hours and make sure you're getting plenty of water, good sleep, mix up your workouts, and make sure you're metabolically creating different foods. So chicken one day, beef one day, fish one day, same with your greens, and mix them up. You're going to see a lot of changes when you start to actually create that metabolic confusion with chemical, which is the foods that you take in, physical, which is your workout, and then mental emotion, which is your mindset and how you sleep and how your attitude is towards life. And I know you're saying I can't exercise due to medical issues, but you could do arm circles, you could just pretend to run in your chair, do some arm workouts. There's lots of different levels to get your body moving. Get with a physical therapist if you do have some significant physical issues that stop you from working out, and see if you can get that moving forward. If not, again, the intermittent fasting and getting good sleep and creating metabolic confusion with your foods. Yes, I'm sorry, I talk fast. The great thing is we timestamp this so you can go back and listen to the recording. I know there are many people that translate this in different languages, which is amazing. And hello from around the world. Who is doing the iFast program and who is participating in Keto Academy right now? Who listened last night? And if so, who was your favorite speaker? I'm going to check over to some questions over here. Okay, got the question this morning about GI, about diarrhea or constipation. This can be very, very normal for someone who's starting out on our keto nap, which is again a pure therapeutic exogenous ketone. Before Prove It launched pure therapeutic exogenous ketones, I would experience when I would help patients transition into a ketogenic diet, it would often take days, weeks, or sometimes even months to get people into that state where their body is metabolically burning fat for fuel or in that state of ketosis. Well, now we know you can drink ketones in less than 20 minutes, or maybe you like the up variety as well. Put you in ketosis in less than 59 minutes. It is that powerful. So if you drink a ketone, you do a 10-day challenge and you're drinking 2 a day, and you know that your gut is sensitive. Maybe you've had SIBO, you have IBS, you've eaten a lot of processed foods, you have sugar cravings. If your body's used to having a lot of processed foods and now you start eating clean, intermittent fasting, it's a big shift for the whole pH in your gut terrain. If you get diarrhea, it's to be expected because now your body's going to detox out. Ketones have a mild diuretic effect, pulling toxins and excess waste, because this is our natural native fuel to our body. We come into this world burning ketones. We know that when your body goes into a fasted state, maybe you're preparing for a colonoscopy, you've had a flu, or maybe you've had to go a couple days or a day because you've had dental work without food, or maybe you've just been practicing intermittent fasting, your body taps into its stored fat. Fat does hold a lot of toxins in it, from environmental things that you breathe in to things that you eat, like red dyes, MSGs, artificial sugars, and preservatives. When your body's cleaning those out, it's going to go a few places. It's either going to spread out into your skin or it's going to go into the toilet. So if you experience diarrhea when you begin your journey with exogenous ketones, be patient with your body, and that's a great sign. It's telling you your body's ready to start getting back to its native fuel source. Simply reduce your serving size. So be patient with your body, give it some grace, and start with half a serving. Maybe once or twice a day. Give it 2 or 3 days. If you're doing a half a serving twice a day and you're still having runny stools or it's painful or uncomfortable, then go back to just a half a serving for 2 or 3 days. And then if it slows down, then slowly increase it. Or if you're not having any cramping, but it's still just a little bit loose, then you want to have a little bit of fat or protein, and that would be 1 or 2 tablespoons, whether it's a bite of chicken salad, a bite of steak, maybe it's 2 or 3 olives, or a bite of avocado, or a handful of nuts or seeds, just a little bit of fat or protein to slow down the absorption of the ketones that will actually help bulk up the stool and making sure you're having plenty of fiber from above ground greens. That should be enough to help slow down the transition. These are powerful. Again, put you in ketosis in less than an hour. And that is diet independent. So whatever lifestyle or diet that you choose. Now, if you're having the opposite problem, where you're having constipation, we know that 79% of the world is dehydrated. We are not drinking enough water. The major function of our large intestine is to reabsorb water and get ready for evacuation. And we're not talking water that comes in sodas or smoothies or Propel or Gatorade or sport drinks. I shouldn't say name brands, or sports drinks or anything like that. We're talking plain just water from the tap. Your body needs at least half your body's weight in water, or until your urine is a light color yellow. Then you know your body body's well hydrated, or do the pinch test. You pinch your skin, it just snaps right back in. If you're pinching it and it slowly retracts back in, you're dehydrated. Or if you begin to work out and 5 to 10 minutes into your workout, you need water, your body's dehydrated from the day before. So wake up, drink water. We lose a pint of water at night, which is a half a liter. For people in other countries, we lose a half a liter at night while we're sleeping. So wake up, drink water, then begin your day with your NAT or your keto cream. And then throughout the day, make sure you're getting enough water. If you're getting dehydrated, then you're gonna get constipation. And also, if you're transitioning your diet from processed food, processed means it's been broken down, cut up, bleached, enriched, it's already been processed for you, and now you're trying to eat healthier. The processed foods means, again, it's already been processed and broken down for you. Think of it like baby food that's been pre-chewed, broken down for you. Your gut doesn't have to do very much. And now you're putting in whole foods. You're putting in above ground greens and nuts and seeds. Now you've got to chew them, digest them. Something your body's not been used to doing for maybe a decade or two. Now you're asking your body to do it, and things are slowing down a little bit. The transition time is being longer than we expected, which is ending up, again, in constipation. So, again, chew your food, allow your body to digest, stop the snacking in between meals, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Also, adding in fat will help, like our 143, adding in keto cream, because we were told in the 80s and 90s, fear the fat, cut out the fat. And we know fat is amazing for the colon, it's amazing for digestion. 143 is an amazing blend of our MCTs, C8, C10, C12, C14, C16, amazing for cellular health. And we know that in our keto cream, we have 3 different blends of our MCTs, plus our Ceylon cinnamon, plus our collagen. And then we know in our better broth, we have hyaluronic acid plus type 2 collagen, which is amazing for our gut. Amazing if you had SIBO, diverticulitis, leaky gut, because the hyaluronic acid plus the collagen is amazing for healing the gut. So again, great for the gut. You don't want to use boiling water with this. You can drink it hot or cold. And yes, this does have ketones in it. So constipation wise, water first. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. And then again, have some green leafy vegetables. Have at least 4 to 6 cups a day. And add some celery in there, some above ground greens. And you're going to start to really see the bowels moving, as well as taking some Mito Plex. Electrolytes are very important for helping the large intestine reabsorb water. Anywhere from 1 to 3 a day, depending on your body size, your activity, and how much you sweat. So Holly's asking, does keto cream break your intermittent fast? So we have several videos on our YouTube channel when you go to Keto 101 or to Prove It. You can also go to Prove It TV. And because keto cream has our MCT, especially C8, C8 turns very quickly into energy because it turns very quickly into ketones. So generally, keto cream does not break a fast unless, and this is what I found, my own biohacking and checking other people, but if you're using a good grade of coffee and you're not coffee sensitive, when you're not using a lower quality of coffee, you're not sensitive or allergic to coffee, and you're using, again, this MCT, the C8 will turn very quickly into additional ketones. It will not break your fast. However, if you are now using a good brand of coffee and you happen to be coffee sensitive and or dairy sensitive, a true dairy allergy, then it could potentially break your fast. What I found when I check my glucose and I check my ketones is that it actually lowers my glucose, which means it's increasing my fasting time. So for me and for about 90% of the people, 95% of the people, it does not break a fast because the MCT, specifically C8, turns into additional ketones. The best way to tell is to actually just check your blood sugar. Yes, I said blood sugar, not ketones. Check your blood sugar, have some plain coffee. If your blood sugar goes up, you're coffee sensitive. Okay, so if you're not coffee sensitive and blood sugar stays the same because coffee or tea has 0 calories, add your keto cream with your frother because that's the best way to have it blend nicely. Add your keto cream, drink your coffee or tea and keto cream, and then recheck it in an hour. If your blood sugar goes up, then you know it broke your fast, which 95% of the time it's not going to go up. It's either going to maintain the same or go down. Now, if you had something stressful and you spilled your coffee all over your dress or all over the garage or in your car, that can cause your blood sugar to go up if you had a stressful event. So throw that test out the window. Most of the time, it does not break your fast. 90% of the time, it will not. So I know I went a little bit longer on that question, but we do get that question quite a bit. And And if we did miss your question, then simply go back, or if we didn't get your question answered today, we have 5 years of past Facebook Lives. We have them all timestamped, so just use the search bar up above, or whoever invited you to this page can help you find an answer to your question. So someone's saying, can I have the keto cream during the I fast this week? So it really is up to you if you want to use it or not. So we specifically designed the I fast for people who want to get really fast fat loss results using the I fast. So when you're adding healthy fats to your diet, when you're not on a ketogenic diet, your body actually has to tap through those fats. So for instance, on the reboot or the 24 fast, we don't use the keto cream because your body actually has to burn through the fats here, and then it taps into your own stored fat. So when you're beginning your journey doing intermittent fasting and you're trying to tap into your own body's stored fat, if you're adding additional fats and going super high fat, you see people doing a half a pound of cheese and heavy whipping cream and a stick of butter. I know I'm being a little facetious. Your body has to go through all of those fats, and then it taps into your body's own stored fat. So that's the reason we're not having it in there. And again, we're coaching you through that on the Drink Ketone Daily page, which is our customer page that you get a special invite as a Prove It customer. So Holly's asking, is there an ideal calorie intake for iFast? So Holly, there's not. It's very individualized based on your activity, based on your height, based on your age, based on your own metabolism. So there's not going to be one. What we really try to do here at Prove It is teach you to just listen to your body, be a good detective, eat when hungry, stop when full, get a nice serving of protein, a nice serving of above ground greens with some healthy fats. If you say you start and you measure and you're starting with 4 or 5 ounces of protein, 2 or 3 cups of greens, and 3 tablespoons of fat, and you're hungry within 2 or 3 hours, then you didn't get enough food, generally not enough protein. So that means you probably need to up your serving size. And this is true for anybody. So you should be able to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or if we're doing an iFast, eat 2 nice meals with a snack in between this, so maybe 100 or 150 calories, which would be a nice fat bomb or some celery with some nut butter, something like that. You shouldn't have to do 6 mini meals a day, and you shouldn't be hungry 2 hours afterwards. If you're a person like me who was in the 80s, graduated high school and college in the 80s, we were taught to eat 30 minutes within getting up, chase the blood sugar or prevent the blood sugar yo-yos from going up and down, and you're eating 6 mini meals a day to get the blood sugar up and down because you're prioritizing carbohydrates, eating 6 to 11 servings of carbohydrates a day. Carbohydrates only give you 30 minutes of energy because you get glucose from carbohydrates. Then yes, you're eating all the time and snacking throughout the day. So we don't really calculate calories here at Prove It. We're not giving that type of information. We're simply having you tune into your body. Listen when you get brain fog. Your body's telling you it needs energy. Listen when you get tired. Your body's saying, I need energy. You need energy in the form of water, because water is a form of energy. It's H2O. You need oxygen to live on. Or do I need straight cellular energy, which is coming from your NAT? Or am I not getting enough protein in my diet after my workouts? Am I needing some more protein with some ketones to do that? So that's why we're not really giving you a calorie, because 4 ounces of yellowfin tuna is a different calorie count than 4 ounces of bison or beef. So listen to your body, eat when hungry, stop when full, and really try to work on eating in that 8-hour, 6-hour window, because what researchers have found, not Prove It researchers, but researchers around the world have found in the last really 4 to 5 years, is that it's more important when you eat than what you eat. So stop eating 4 or 5 hours, well, 3 to 4 hours before bedtime, and then wait till you wake up in the morning and your body's up and going and you're moving, and then your body needs energy. It's kind of like you wouldn't put gas in your car in the garage. You'd actually drive it around and wait till it starts to go down, and then you need gas. The same thing's true for your body. Get up, get moving, shower, get going for the day, then wait till your body's hungry. So great question. Thanks for asking that. So Mito Plex, how many should we have a day? So Mito Plex are an amazing electrolyte. We have a very, very special molecule called PQ2 in there. It's kind of like a lock and key system. A lot of people take electrolytes, but these days we're finding cellular health is not as strong as it used to be. Cells, again, are little round things within your body of billions and billions of cells, and we have cholesterol channels outside, or cholesterol walls or fat walls outside the cell, and we have protein channels that allow things to go in and out Sodium helps take things in and out. It works like a taxi cab to take nutrients in and out of the cells. Well, as our cell walls get sicker or they're exposed to more oxidative stress, that's why we love our C-Med. It helps longevity, helps strengthen the wall of our cells, helps prevent that. Autophagy also helps that when you're doing intermittent fasting. You want to make a nice healthy cell wall, and that's what our 143 does. It has phosphatidylcholine in there, which is actually the outside, one of the outside matrices or one of the ingredients to the outside of our cell. So as you create that strong outside cell wall, what happens is you want to make sure nutrients are getting inside the cell wall. Well, electrolytes need to be inside the cell. They are essential for survival. Not everything's essential. Carbohydrates aren't essential for survival, but our electrolytes called Plex, Plex has something called PQ2. It actually helps you absorb. It kind of works like a lock and key to get inside the cell wall to make sure the electrolytes get in there, inside the cell, to help the mitochondria upgrade. Also increases muscle synthesis, helps decrease fat deposition. So it's amazing for our cellular health. It's amazing for the mitochondria. It's amazing for energy production. But PQ2 is that molecule that ensures that it gets into the cell. Not just you drink it and it goes right through you, which happens with many electrolytes that have coloring in them, additives, sugar in them. Your body just washes them away. They're not getting in the cell to get that cellular health. So Christine's asking, she said, I bought some veggie burgers yesterday. I thought they were plain, but they had some kale and beets. Will kick me out of ketosis. So what's amazing about our Prove It ketones, you drink them. It doesn't matter if you bought a veggie burger that has kale and beets in it, or if you got a beef burger, or if you got a soy burger, whatever you got chicken nuggets with french fries. With Prove It's ketones, I always say diet independent. It does not matter what you eat. When you drink your ketones, you shake them up. This would be 12 to 16 ounces of water, or you pop the top on and up. Root beer is my favorite flavor. Whichever way you choose to drink that, shake it up or pop the top and drink it up. Whatever you eat, your veggie burger, your regular burger, my son's over here mixing up something for lunch. Whatever you choose to eat, this is an instant energy. You simply drink it, it goes right into your body, and your body will use those ketones. It prefers the ketones. It doesn't have to break down the veggie burger, break down the chicken, break down the beef burger. This is instant energy. Your body will use this the minute that you consume it. It will keep you in ketosis anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 plus hours. Once it uses all of this energy, then it will go back and get the energy from the veggie burger or from the chicken or the bison burger that you got. If you overconsumed extra calories outside of the ketones, because it will use this again 2 to 4 to 6 plus hours depending on your body's metabolic, your height, your weight, how healthy your cells are. We know the more you move around, the better your cells are uptaking cellular health, uptaking nutrients, anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 plus hours. So there's not a specific food that kicks you out of ketosis. It is the health of your cells that determine how long you are in ketosis. It's not the food. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you were to have this and you had an avocado and you're going to eat it with an avocado, that could actually help you stay in ketosis. And then you got moving around, you went to the gym, you went for a walk after meals, that would actually help you stay in ketosis. And that's scientific data and information. The more you move around, the more your lymphatic moves around, the more your digestion, the more the cells move, the more you help things move in and out of that cell we talked about. The healthier your cells are, the more you get the glucose and glycogen moving in and out of those muscles so it doesn't get stored in the belly of the muscles and crystallize. Oh my gosh, Rosalind saying she lost 100 pounds. So congratulations, Rosalind. We've got a lot of 100-pound people lost a lot of, we've had a lot of people who have lost over 100 pounds using our amazing ketones. But ketones are not a fat loss product. I'm going to say that 100 times if you hear me. They're not a fat loss product. But what they do is they help your brain. They help connect the hunger hormones from your brain to your stomach. So you figure out you eat when hungry, you stop when full. They do reduce cravings, whether it is to popcorn or to Pop-Tarts or to ice cream. We did have a question come in about a heavy drinker of alcohol. How do ketones benefit heavy drinkers? They benefit heavy drinkers of alcohol the same way they benefit people of heavy popcorn eaters or Pop-Tart eaters or heavy ice cream eaters. Is ketones help reduce cravings. They actually get your body back to craving real food, steak, eggs, vegetables, vegan, vegetarian, whatever your lifestyle is, and it actually turns on and off the hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. It signals your stomach to say, I'm full now. That's why when you start to do the intermittent fasting, use the iFast program, we have you use the ketones in between meals so you balance out the glucose. So you're not always eating every 2 hours. You want to eat, rest, and digest. You want to eat, rest, digest, then sleep all night and use all the extra energy that you had in the form of food. Because remember, food equals energy. Ketones equal energy. Ketones help your brain with recall, cognition, memory. They also help digestion. They also help calm down your nervous system. Think how many times you've eaten because you don't even know if you're hungry or thirsty. Maybe you're sad, you're lonely, you're anxious. You're just eating because it smells good. We have workers in our house, and he's like, I'm not even hungry, but that smells amazing. What is that? It was some type of bacon or something, but like, oh my gosh, that smells amazing. So what ketones do is calm down the nervous system so your hormones can start to talk to each other. They're amazing connectors and communicators from the stomach to the brain, the other hunger hormones to each other. So that's why your brain calms down. Recall better, memory is better. We know that digestion is better because it's slowing down, calming down, and everything starts to work together from your head to the bottom of your foot or your toe. So Michelle's asking about ketones and leaky gut. So Michelle, I don't know if you joined a little bit later or not, but what ketones do, how they help digestion is, number one, they calm down the nervous system. We know when people have a lot of anxiety, you can get ulcers from anxiety or being over nervous. Ketones increase GABA, which ultimately decreases dopamine, which is our anxiety, our impulsivity. Go for the sugar. We know sugar causes inflammation within the gut. So when you can decrease your overall sugar intake, it can calm down the gut, calm down the digestive enzyme, calm down the secretions within the gut. So when GABA is increased, which is a feel-good, joyful one. Think about kids running around, you feel good. You're just not going for food when you feel good. So when you calm down the nervous system, you calm down the secretions within the gut. And then I love the Better Broth for any gut issue at all, no matter what the letters are. If you just have tummy pain, you have tummy pain, any gut terrain issues, because of the hyaluronic acid, especially for leaky gut or SIBO, because of the hyaluronic acid and type 2 collagen, which is specifically found in the gut. When you add hyaluronic acid to the type 2 collagen, they kind of puff up together. People like it for the wrinkles. It also happens within the villi of the gut, that instead of being spread apart like the villi of the gut, they actually come together when they happen. And when you put the ketones with it and you stop snacking in between instead of putting food on it every 2 hours and causing the damage within the gut, the villi come together and work much smoother. And then you're not putting food in it every few hours. And when you're eating in a 6 to 8 hour window, then the other 16 hours of the day, you allow your gut to rest, digest, then your body can work towards healing, go for autophagy, is which we go out and we clean out all the stuff we don't want. We have an amazing ingredient called CMed, which increases longevity of the body and the cell. It works to repair and rejuvenate all the cells that have gotten old. Maybe they got some oxidative stress to them from environment or from things that you eat. So it helps everything, not just in the gut, but everything within our body to help. I don't want to use the word heal, but help anti-aging, help repair, help metabolically restore how our bodies were meant to be. I think we've got time for one more question here. And again, who's watching Keto Academy, who's loving it virtually, and who is going to the Bahamas? I want to know that. You can put some palm trees down below. Who's going to the Bahamas? I'm going to the Bahamas. I am super excited. So Jamie says, if someone is drinking ketones, eating low carb, intermittent fasting, doing OMAD, and doing low impact exercise, what would be the reason why would they not see a difference in body fat or composition? So Jamie, that's kind of a really big question. So it sounds like this person is drinking ketones or doing a low carb diet. They're doing low impact exercise. So zone 2 training. I don't know if you're doing some resistance training, then I would ask, are you eating enough protein? What are your intermittent fasting hours? Are you varying your food? Are you eating chicken and broccoli and eggs and bacon every single day? What is your stress? Because stress can be the big time bomb that can just throw all your good stuff, all your physical fitness, all your intermittent fasting, all of that out of out of balance, so to speak. It can teeter-totter, throw everything out of balance. So that would be the next thing, is identify the stresses. Think for some anchors that Joseph McClendon have taught us. If you've ever been to more or any of the Prove It events, look for those anchors to identify what the stressors are and see if that can be something that can maybe be causing everything not to get the results you want, or have you given your body enough time? If you break your wrist, it takes 6 weeks to repair. If you start a new training program at your gym January 1st, it takes 6 weeks to start getting results. That's just normal biology of your body. If you're drinking ketones, you're doing IF, you're doing a 24 fast, you're doing zone 2 training, you're doing some resistance training, it takes 6 weeks before you start to see that definition and repair. Prioritizing protein, getting good greens, creating that metabolic confusion we talked early on in the video, all those pieces of the puzzles, and reducing stress and getting good sleep have to help. And with that, we're going to actually close with a question that we received early on through our social media. Someone asked about Signal OS. We have an AM and a PM. Our Signal OS and AM and PM are our multivitamins, so to speak, our synergistic formula that you can take with our Keto nap. So the dark packets have charged or caffeine, and the white package have no caffeine. And the caffeine is not really meant to be a stimulant. It's meant to actually be a carrier. As we get older, or if you've had more metabolic issues, is an anhydrous caffeine meant to help uptake the beta-hydroxybutyrate, the ketone body, into the cell. So if you know you're not getting much movement throughout the day, you've had a more extensive health journey, your body's not a very fast metabolizer, you'll find, I hear this from so many of my patients, that they're usually very sensitive to caffeine, and they get the jitters, they get shakes from it. However, when they use the caffeine or the charged ketones, they don't get that effect. They actually just feel brighter, they feel more articulate, because the caffeine is used to elevate this into the cells as a carrier to put it in there. But if you are caffeine sensitive, or if you're worried about that, then please start with the uncharged version of the caffeine. Last question, Signal OS, we have an AM and a PM. You can take anywhere from 1 to 3 capsules in the morning and 1 to 3 capsules in the PM. We know across the board we're an overstressed, over-aroused world globally. So the AM is a synergistic formula that has some adaptogen herbs plus some vitamins and minerals that work very, very synergistically with our Keto Nat, AM or PM, or with our Pro, whichever one you're using in the morning. Sometimes I even like to have the broth in the morning. That's okay to do as well, but you'll see it works very synergistically with our ketone products. The AM, again, has some adaptogens to help your adrenal glands and your thyroids wake up nice and gentle, so it's not like alarm blasting and going off when you wake up. It helps your body naturally wake up with a normal circadian rhythm as your cortisol starts to rise in the morning. Then our Signal PM is meant to help your body, I'm going to take the caffeine away, meant to help your body rest, repose, and repair. And again, 1 to 3 at night, see what works best for you. It also has our CMed in there, it has some mushrooms, some black pepper extract in the PM one. The morning one has some extracts from some chocolate. You can look at all those ingredients online. There's 100% transparency. Now, someone wrote in and said, why would the PM specifically keep me awake? Or why would that be keeping me awake and I'm not sleeping at night? Someone else asked, why would the Signal PM be causing me to go to the bathroom more at night? The only ingredient that I have found is that mushroom is one of the top 30 allergies. So if you have a sensitivity to mushrooms, and we do have a type of mushroom in there that's very healthy mushroom, it's a reishi mushroom, but if you do have a mushroom allergy, that may be one reason that it might keep you up at night, and it might cause a histamine reaction, which would cause you to go to the restroom at night. Otherwise, everything else in there, the black pepper extract, the vitamin B100, there's only 100 micrograms in there, helps your body rest, repose, and repair to restore the cortisol level naturally. You want to take it about 45 minutes before your ideal time that you want to go to bed, and I love taking it with the Keto Pro. The Keto Pro has a little bit less beta-hydroxybutyrate than the regular nap, but you can also take it with a regular nap because there's more beta-hydroxybutyrate. But the Pro means very specific protein that is ketone friendly with the BHB or the beta-hydroxybutyrate. Plus it has extra MCT. We have an amazing video, Dr. Lillian, explaining why your brain benefits from being in that state of ketosis when you're going to sleep, how important that first 4 hours of sleep is for your brain health, and our brain is our secret weapon to our overall health. So I love taking it with our Signal, or with our Keto Pro at night 45 minutes before your ideal sleep time. Now, my husband, Dr. Ralph, loves to take the Better Broth. He even shows that it lowers his resting heart rate about 3 to 5 beats per minute in the morning when he does the Better Broth with the Signal PM. So for him, it's the Better Broth. This still has beta hydroxybutyrate. It does have a little bit less than our nat, but he loves this as an evening cocktail. It's great any time of the day. You can have it mid-afternoon. You can have it with your lunch. You can put some veggies in there. Just don't boil it. Don't put it in water and boil it. Just remove the water from the stove, and then once it stops boiling, you can add the water to it, or you can run it through your Keurig or whatever machine you have at home. Just don't boil it. You can also use it with cold water. People like to make shakes out of this as well, or use it as a cream top for some proteins or some salad dressing. So again, my name is Dr. Heather Carden. Super excited to be here with you on this Wednesday Live. I will be up here next week as well, because Dr. Andrea had her baby girl today. That is baby girl number 2 here. Excited to hear what her name will be. So if you have some guesses, drop them down below. But again, if you're attending Keto Academy tonight, drop KK down below. Let us know what you're drinking. If you're catching us on replay, put replay down below. If you're going to the Bahamas in a few weeks, let us know if you're going, and we'll be seeing you there at the Bahamas. Have an amazing day. Keep on proving it, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.